Now, got to get to our top story this morning. Another huge case in Florida that you've been following since the incident occurred back in 2020. The Suitcase murder trial for defendant Sarah Boone starts up on Monday. She's accused of murdering her boyfriend Jorge Torres by locking him in a suitcase back on February 25th of 2020. And her defense team is claiming that the motion to get that 2-hour-long interrogation video suppressed has been denied. Now, we have not yet confirmed that information, but that is what the defense team is indicating, that video is going to come on in to this trial. They tried to keep it out. And she was claiming that her rights were violated and that she was coerced into the interrogation. She took the stand even in her suppression hearing on Wednesday. Take a look.
Was there any discussion about you being interrogated at the Sheriff's Department?
No.
Was your understanding the sole purpose of you going to the Sheriff's Department the next day was to pick up your phone?
Yes.
And the sole reason for the change in plans from them bringing the phone to you was because Detective Kupsel was pregnant and not feeling well?
Correct. I thought I was supposed to be picking my phone up over at a particular window, and he says, no, your phone is upstairs, so we would just like for you to come upstairs, and that's where you can pick up your phone.
All right, and so did he escort you upstairs?
He did.
All right, we've got the defense team claiming battered spouse syndrome. Jury selection in that case is going to begin on Monday. Oh, can't wait for this trial. And I also can't wait to bring in our first guest, attorney Frank Bankowitz. He had represented Sarah Boone at one point. If I'm not mistaken, Frank, I believe you were attorney number 6. Is that right, in the long lineup?
That's correct. I was number 6.
Good. Well, you know, it's good to see you back here on the show. We've really enjoyed talking with you, and I want to get your reaction first to what her defense team is saying happened, saying that the judge has denied their request to suppress that 2-hour-long video interrogation. What do you think about that?
Well, he has denied it. He entered an order late yesterday, and the order is actually online, and the judge basically said that she was properly given her rights, that there's no magic to advising someone of their rights pursuant to Miranda, and he cited both Florida Supreme Court decisions as well as United States Supreme Court decisions, although the order itself is 10 pages long.
Frank, thank you for confirming that. We were trying to get a hold of that document, and you know, perhaps we were looking in the wrong place, but thank you for that. I'm glad we can confirm it has in fact been denied. Now, Sarah Boone claims that in that interrogation she was traumatized. She was traumatized by the event that just happened with her boyfriend, and that she was also intoxicated. And she testified to the same when she took the stand during her suppression hearing. I want to show you a clip of that now, please, Frank.
I was in shock. I was traumatized by the situation, and then trying to focus on everything that was going on at my home. I was hungover. I was still, I believe, intoxicated to a degree.
Okay, so Frank, what do you think this mention of being intoxicated during this time of the morning, you know, the next day after the event, is going to do for her battered spouse syndrome defense, as she says that that is what was going on at the time that she had him zipped up in that suitcase, that she was in fear of him?
Well, the battered spouse syndrome issue is going to come up later on in the trial when she puts her case on. And actually, the state yesterday in court made a statement that they were going to be moving to strike the battered spouse defense, although they haven't filed anything as of this morning. And the intoxication issue, Florida has a long line of cases that say intoxication in and of itself is not a defense. And so I don't think it's going to fly, and I don't think the judge is going to allow it.
Right. And Frank, just to take it a step further, is the state trying to move to strike this because if her perception was altered by the alcohol, then how could it be true that she was perceiving a threat to her person, herself at the time?
That's kind of what they laid out in their closing argument on the motion to suppress, although they gave no specifics as to what they're going to use. But it appeared to me from listening to both the defense argument and the state argument that that's exactly where the state was going, that, she couldn't use this as coercion as far as her statement goes. And I think she was trying to, or her counsel was trying to use the intoxication issue as kind of a part of a coercion issue in the suppression hearing. And the judge specifically addressed that coercion issue in his order also.
Oh boy, Frank, thank you. This is really helpful to talk with you. I had said yesterday on the show, she just created a big problem by getting up there and talking. If you had to guess, Frank, would you presume it was Sarah Boone's idea to get up there at suppression and not her attorney's suggestion?
Well, probably. Knowing Ms. Boone, I would say she probably demanded that she be allowed to testify. But again, as far as her counsel goes, it's a situation where she's claiming coercion and improper rights, and so she's got to get up there and say exactly that. I was coerced, I was intoxicated, I didn't know what I was doing. So that's has to come out of her mouth.
Appreciate it, Frank. And speaking of, many of our viewers think that Sarah Boone is going to testify based on the indication she's given us, not being able to get along with all of the fantastic attorneys that she's had, arguing with the judge, even being very critical of the judge, writing all the letters, the advertisement, all of it. Many of our viewers are saying, yeah, she cannot help herself. This woman is going to want to get on the stand and talk. Do you agree? Do you think she's going to get up there?
Oh, she has to get up there because she has got to explain and set the stage for the battered spouse, jury instructions, and the defense in and of itself. She's the only one who really knows about what happened before that night, other than depending on what the judge is going to allow as far as medical records and prior arrest records.
Appreciate it, Frank. I've got a clip of Sarah's ninth attorney, her current attorney. It's working out, thankfully for the court and everybody involved here. And he's going back and forth with the judge, talking about battered spouse syndrome being the defense. Let's take a look.
Who claims accident?
Are you claiming self-defense?
Yes.
Well, that's the first time that I've heard that.
Judge, I just mentioned it a while ago.
The word self-defense never came out of your mouth.
Judge.
Words that you believe that the state's position is, what you believe that they're going to try to establish, that we don't know what happened before and after that video. The words self-defense have never been uttered this afternoon.
Judge, for the record, we're claiming self-defense. We're utilizing the battered spouse syndrome in conjunction with that defense.
And just to give everyone some context here, that was one of the first appearances that James Owens, Sarah Boone's attorney, now had done on this case. And so that you could see the judge shocked at this. Frank, you weren't shocked, right? Having represented her, was it your intention at the time to present battered spouse syndrome defense and self-defense as well?
Well, most definitely. That is the key to the whole case, is battered spouse, and whether it applies given the history of the parties and kind of given what Sarah statements that she made on one of the videos when the gentleman is talking, calling her name out, and she says, "This is what you get," or something like along those lines. So she's now got the position of authority, so to speak, and she's going to use it. And in order to get that before a jury, she's got to testify.
This is really going to be something. Frank Bankowitz, I think you are absolutely right. She's going to be up there testifying, and this trial is going to be one for the books. We've got to get you back here on to give us legal analysis on another case. I know there's so much more that that you can offer us besides insight into the Boone case, but we're so grateful for your time and everything you've offered. Frank Bankowitz, thank you very much.